Hello everyone. In last class what we have done is we have installed the EC2 instance, right? For that we have used the AWS cloud. Now today what we are going to do is we are going to install the Jenkins software, right? So Jenkins is an open source continuous integration, continuous delivery and deployment CI/CD automation for, right? And this is written in the Java programming language. In yesterday class what we have done is we have installed the EC2 instance, right? Now we are going to install the Jenkins software, right? So for that we need to first launch the EC2 instance from the AWS cloud, right? So first we will try to log into the AWS cloud, then we will try to launch the Jenkins software, right? Yes, to launch the Jenkins software, what we have to do, we need to type the aws.amazon.com, right? Just type this one. So here we need to sign in, right? Just click on sign in so that it will ask the username and password for you. In my case, it is already login, right? Now what we will do is just what is the service we are using? EC2 services, right? So we are getting the server or system from the AWS, right, which is providing by the AWS, right? So either directly you click on the EC2. If you are not getting this one, then we have the option. So go to under search bar, then here you type the services, right? EC2 services. See that here we will be having the virtual service cloud. Just click on this one, right? So just click on this one. Now observe that. So what we have done in yesterday is we have, right, we have implemented the EC2, right? So here if you see that instance running, it is the why it is showing one. Already in the previous class we have installed the EC2 instance, right? So now just click on the EC2 instance, right? So EC2 instance, see that what is the name of the EC2 instance we have given. So we have given the name is Jenkins Practicals, right? Now what we are going to do exactly here is we need to connect to this Jenkins practical system, right? Where it is available? It is available from the Mumbai region, right? Now what I am going to do is from my base system, this is my base system, right? From this base system I need to connect to the, right, AWS cloud EC2 instance. Now how to connect the AWS EC2 instance, right? So for that we have installed the tool called the Git Bash, right? By using this we are going to connect the from our native machine to the AWS cloud machine, right? Just check it, Git Bash. Here we have the Git Bash, right? Just click on the Git Bash, right? So it will be appear like this, right? So yesterday we have generated the key, right? What is the name of that key? That key name is the random.pem. So this is what we called as the key pair, right? So what do you mean by key pair? Means if you want to connect, so from this by using of this bin, right? So I am going to connect with my EC2 instance, right? Where is this EC2 instance is available? From the Mumbai region it is available, right? So this is my home system, right? So by using this tool, right, Git Bash tool, we are going to connect with the EC2 instance. Means from here I am going to launch or monitor the EC2 instance. So for that what is required? As we discussed in the previous class, we required the authentication, right? Suppose if we are not performing the authentication, what will be happen? Some other guy will also come, then he will also access the particular EC2 instance, right? So for that we have the username. One more, generally we use the username password mechanism, right? So in this case what we are doing, we are using the username as it is. By default they are giving the username called as the EC2 user if you are launched the EC2 instance from the Amazon Web Services, right? So instead of the password, what we are using here, we are using the key, right? What is that key we have generated while launching the EC2 instance is the random.pem. Now observe one more thing, right? So now we need to connect to this AWS instance. We will be having the some command. We need to copy this command. We need to enter into the Git Bash so that from our home system we can able to connect to the EC2 instance, right? But remember one main important point is that without this key you cannot able to connect it to the EC2 instance, right? This key is available only with you, right? So that nobody can access. This is much secure than the your username password type of the authentication. This is what we called as the key pair login, right? Key based authentication mechanism, right? So now what is the protocol we use to connect from the home system to the remote system? Is the protocol we are using the secure shell protocol, SSH protocol. We have the telnet protocols also, but the text will be, it will not be encrypted form. So for that what we used to do is we used the protocol called as the SSH. I told that each protocol or whatever it may be, everything will work based on the port number. So how many port numbers we will be having? 2 power 16. 2 power 16 means 65,535 port numbers will be there in each and every system, right? So remember that if you want to connect one system to the another system, only IP address is not sufficient. IP address will make you to ping with this particular system, but if you want to get the particular service among the multiple services, then we require something called as the port number, right? Once we are discussing the networking concept, we will see how port number, what are the types of port number, everything we will try to see, right? Now if you observe here, right, what we have to do is, this is the system we have installed, right? Just click on this system. See, out of these three systems, what is required? This Jenkins practically is required, right? Now what we have to do, we need to connect, right? So just click on the connect, right? So here these are the different authentication mechanism, right? For example, see, you can connect by using this one, right? By using this one you can able to connect, or by using, then one more thing, just give me a second, right? Then one more, we can easy to connect is there. By using this we can directly connect. Then one more thing, session manager is there, SSH client is there, EC2 serial console is there. Now what we are trying to do is, by using of the, as we discussed, SSH client we are using, right? So for that you just this copy command. What is the meaning of this one? We are using the protocol secure shell protocol. What is the username? In system you may have the multiple user guys, right? So EC2 user means this is the one of the username. The main username is called as the root account, right? This is the username. Here we can enter the public IP address, or we can enter the this, right, domain name services also, right? Just copy this one. So if you want to connect to this system, right, which is available in the Mumbai, from where we are going to access the system? From my home PC, right? So home PC through what? By using this git bash shell, right? Now what we have to do, just paste that link, then click on enter. Now see that what is it is showing? Random PEM, right? So it is showing, it is telling that warning. What is that warning? Identification file random.pem not accessible. So what is the meaning of this one is, where we have stored this random.pem? So where we have stored this random.pem? In my desktop, right? So what is the meaning of this one means, if you are entering this command is there, right? If you are entering the SSH my command means, it will only look into the particular folder. It means currently I am in some other folder, so it will be only look into that folder. In that folder this key is not available, so that it cannot able to load this key, then it cannot able to authenticate it with the server. So that's the reason why we couldn't be able to connect to the server machine, right? Now what we have to do is, right, what we have to do is just check the what is the present directory you have. This is the present directory, but what is the location of the FEM file? We have random.fem, which is available in the desktop, right? So switch, then what is the command? Use the cd command we are using, right? Just, right? So we are into the desktop, right? Now if you want to list, just type the command ls, so that you can find out the random.pem which is available in the particular folder, right? So once it is done, right, now what we'll do is, we have copied that key, right? Just paste this key one more time. No, if it is not coming, fine, again what we will do is, again we will go back to the server, right? So just we will copy this key. What is that key? This is the key to connect with the server, right? Just open the git bash, then paste it, right? Now see what is happening, guys. If you see here what is happening, so see that it is already we have done, right? If you want to check, just check who am I, right? Who am I? As we created for a EC2 user, right? Now we are logged into the remote system, right? Now what we have to do, we need to install the, right, we need to install the Jenkins software, right? Now it means that we are currently into the remote system AWS EC2 instance, which is from the Mumbai region, right? So now we will have the procedure how to install. First we will see that procedure, then we will install the software, right? as we said that it is works based on the Java programming language, right? So right, if you want to install the Jenkins, what is the first step is that first step you need to install the Java software, then only you can able to install the Jenkins software, right? First you check whether this is available or not, I mean whether the Java software is available or not. For that, what is the command we use? Java hyphen version. If you use this command, see that Java command not found. What is the meaning of this one? We don't have Java here. Then one more command, rpm-q, then Java. Is there any packages which is related to Java? Just click enter. See that Java is not installed. It means that by default we don't have the Java. Now what we will do is we will install the Java. So guys, some people they used to install the Java version, Java OpenJDK 8 like that. So I have seen that in many, while I am solving the problem, I have seen that while I install the Java JDK 8 something like that, I have faced so many problems. For that I have changed the, again I have installed the Java JDK 11, then I got the connecting to the Jenkins server. So straight away what you will do means just copy this one, right here you try to install the Java OpenJDK 11, so that it will be easy for us to, right, easy for us to install the Jenkins software, right? Done. Now what is happening, see, this software is going to be installing, right? If you see that what is the meaning of sudo means, right, ultimately the main user is the root user, right? Root user means root user will have the all authorities, but which user we are working? We are working with the EC2 user, so we need to get the permission from the super user, nothing but the root. So for that we use the command the sudo, right? What super user do, the same thing we can do. We can run that command by super user power, right? So here it is asking for S. So these many sites, these many folders are there. Do you want to install, like that it is asking, right? Just click on S, then come to here. Now it will take some time to install the software, right? We'll see. It is downloading the all the dependencies which is relevant to the that particular package. Now if you see that it is completed, right? It is completed, right? Now if you want to clear the screen, just use the clear command. Once it is done, now we will again check the Java is installed or not, right? For that, what is the command we need to use? Java version. See that what is the software we install? OpenJDK 11 is the install. It means that now we have the Java software, right? So we have the Java. Now we can able to install the Jenkins, right? Yes. So now what we will do is we will try to install the Jenkins operation. So Jenkins server. So what is the command to install the Jenkins is? So first we are under the EC2 user, right? But if we are not using the sudo, then what will be happen? We'll see. What is the command to use? Install Jenkins. Like this we will use. M is the packager name, right? By using this we are going to install the, right, so Jenkins. M install Jenkins. So what it is telling here is you need to be root to perform this command. What do you mean by this? You don't have the enough power to run or modify the configuration changes. You must and should be a root user. That is the meaning of this one. Now what we have to do? One thing is that you can log into the root account, then you can perform this command. Or one more option is that instead of logging to the root account, you can run the command which super user do, right? What root user will do, with that permission you can run the command. So for that what we have to use? Sudo. Then what we have to do? M is package manager in Red Hat. M install, installation required, right? What is the software? Jenkins is the software, right? Minus Y means earlier we have installed the Java, right? Earlier it is asked for the yes or no, right? So here if you give Y means by default it will never ask you to install. Do you want to install? Yes. No need to provide like that. By default it will consider it as the yes only, right? Now we'll try to enter. Now see what is happening. No package Jenkins available, right? Nothing to do. See why? We have installed the Java, then we are trying to install the Jenkins, but it is failing. We should know, we should first find out what is the reason why it is not installing, right? So there is a something, right, which we need to find out. So for that what we have to do is first we will understand the concept, then we will come to the, right, then we will come to back here. Just I am typing this command. We'll see what is the command meaning of this one. Sudo m repository list, right? Sudo m repository. So what is the meaning of this one is, the moment you install your operating system along with OS, right, you will be getting the softwares or packages, right? So software are packages. If you see that we have the Amazon core, Amazon extra docker, OpenJDK kernel, so along this we have these many packages are available, right? So these many packages are available if you see here. Now whenever you type this command something, install Jenkins -y something, first it will check into these repositories, right? So first it will check internally this one, this one, this one, this one. It will try to locate the Jenkins software. But the moment if you try to find out the Jenkins software, by default OS does not contain this Jenkins software. Means we don't have the repo list, repository list we don't have. For that reason, if you are trying to install the Jenkins, it is getting the fail. Now what we have to do is, first we need to create the repo list, right? After installing the repo list, then you can able to download the Jenkins software, right? We can download the Jenkins software. That thing we have to do now, right? Then one more thing, if you have this still doubt, right, just go to this location, right? All the configuration will be saved in this location, right? etc, right? So just go to this one, just type the command. Now type the command list. So what is the repository we have? Amazon core repository we have, Amazon extras.repo we have. Under this we have the different packages available. So in this part of this one as well as this one, we don't have the Jenkins repository. Now what we are trying to do is, we are going to install the Jenkins repository first, right? So first let me go back to the actual terminal, right? cd is the go back one step. Then what is the first, right? We need to download the repositories from internet. You don't need to search. Here I have given the link directly. Just copy this, then paste it here, right? So then paste it here. Now see that it is trying to add the repositories. Now what we will do is, we will try to run this command, right? What is the command earlier we have ran? This command, right? Now type the ls. See, now we have the Jenkins repository also added. Now we can able to install the Jenkins. So along with this, we need to add one more this, right? So key also we need to add. So just copy this key, then paste it, then enter. So this is also completed, right? Then come back to cd /, then come back to here, right? If you want to again, just use the perform the installation. Now it is completed, clear, right? Now what we will do is, we will try to install the Jenkins. For that, what is the command? M install, right? So this is the command, right? So M install Jenkins. What is the meaning of no GPG check? Means if you are connecting to the server, then what will be happen means, it will be ask for the authentication, something like signature, right? So here we didn't have this no GPG check, we have not installed for this repository. Just we have only added the repositories, but these are the extra configuration, right? By default I am going to disable this one. By default GPG check value should be 1, but I am going to disable this one, right? Otherwise your software will not be installed. So I am going to use the no GPG check, means don't consider this one. -y means if it is asking for S, by default you consider as the yes, right? Now just enter. Now why it is not running? Again see that, as being as a EC2 user, we are trying to install the software, but we don't have the permission, right? So for that, what is the command we need to use? Super user do whatever that we need to use, right? Just typing the sudo user, then typing, right? Now what is happening? See that it is trying to install the Jenkins software. How much size is? 85 MB. Now it is trying to install the process, all the dependencies, packages, everything it is trying to install, right? Now it is done. Now we will check whether Jenkins is installed or not. So for that, we need to use this command, right? Now what is the version of the Jenkins? We have 2.4.2.3, right? So first what we have to done, we have installed the Java package, Java JDK 11. Then we don't have the repository by default, we have download the repositories. Then key we have done, but we didn't enter the configuration for GPG check, so we have done the no GPG check. Then we started install of the Jenkins software. M install, M is the packager management name, M install Jenkins, right? Now what we have to do is, right, now we will see the what is the status of the Jenkins. Jenkins is the integration tool server, whether it is running or not we need to check, right? So for that, what is the command we use is sudo systemctl, right? So what is the name of what you are going to try to find out? Status, right? Status of what? Jenkins, right? Systemctl system control, we are going to find out the Jenkins status. So status of the Jenkins, right? So here I have done some spelling mistake. systemctl system, right? So it is something like this. Let me re-enter it. Now see that what is happening. Jenkins servers is there, right? Continuous integration server. But what is the status? Active or inactive? Inactive. We have installed only software, but we didn't the activated or load the software. Then how our Jenkins server will work? It will not work, right? So for that, what is the command we need to use is sudo systemctl start Jenkins. Right? Just you type this command. Just type this command, so it will take some time to run the Jenkins server, right? We'll wait for that. Now here exactly what we have done is we have installed the Jenkins server. Then one more thing, we are trying to start the Jenkins server. Actually either earlier what is happening, active means inactive state. So after it is successfully done, then if you try to check this sudo systemctl status Jenkins, then it will be in active state. Right, that we have to see. Now it is completed, right? Now again what we will do is just we will check the status of the Jenkins, right? Just click on this one. Now see that what is happening, active, it is running. Now we have successfully installed the Jenkins software, right? We have done of the installation of the Jenkins software. Now what we have to do is we need to log into the Jenkins software, right? Then one more important point to remember is for starting the system, what is the command we used? Start is the command we used, right? Jenkins systemctl start Jenkins, this one we used, right? So what is the disadvantage with this command is the moment you shut down or reboot your system, what will be happen means again the Jenkins server will be go to inactive state. Again you need to run the command like restart. Again we need to type that command. So for that what we are going to do is we are using something command name called as the enable. Enable means even if our system is restarts also, you make it always Jenkins server is the active state, right? So for that I am typing this command. So what is the command? Start means while it is reboot, it will be in the stop state, right? So just I am typing the command sudo systemctl enable Jenkins, right? Now after reboot your system also, then your server will be in active loaded position only, right? Now we have to connect, right? So installation is completed. Where we have installed the software? If you observe, this software is installed in this machine, right? What is that machine name? Jenkins Practical. So here we have the install the software, right? Technically in Mumbai region, this operating system we have installed that particular software. Now I need to connect to this corresponding server in order to open my Jenkins software or Jenkins server, right? How do I do this? So he see that how do I do this? I told that for every system we should have the something called as the how to connect this Jenkins as a tool means for every system we have the IP address, right? Along with that we require the port number, right? Then only we can able to connect this one, right? Now where we have installed the software in the Jenkins Practical EC2 instance, we have installed the software, right? Now what we have to do is if you want to connect to this system, what is the required? We require the IP address of the particular EC2 instance. Then what is the service we are using? Jenkins we are using, right? We have the different services, so like we have Tomcat is one services, JBoss is another service, HTTP is another web server. So these many services are there. Out of this, if you are going with this IP address, that IP address does not know where to take, whether it is to Jenkins or it to Tomcat or it to JBoss. Now what we have to do means we have something called as the unique identification number, that is called as the port number, right? By using this port number we can able to connect to the particular services. So either it may be Jenkins, it may be Tomcat, it may be JBoss, it may be HTTP or XYZ software. Now what is the port number for Jenkins? It is the 8080. Now technically what we have to do is in order to connect this Jenkins server, first we need to type the IP address of this EC2 instance. Then we need to type the port number in browser so that you will be getting the access to the Jenkins server, right? Now what we have to do is we need to find out what is the IP address of this EC2 instance, right? So how do I find out the IP address of this EC2 instance, right? So how do I find out? So out of these three systems, I need to find out the IP address of Jenkins Practical, right? Just click on this device. So here we will be having some detail, security, networking, these there. What is the part we required? IP address, right? So IP address will come under the networking. Just click on the networking, right? After click on the networking, just scroll down, right? Just scroll down, you will be finding the public IP address, right? You will be finding the public IP address. This is the private IP address. Then one more point to remember here is private IP address means within your private network only one system can be able to communicate with the another system. But if you want to access the internet, this private address cannot go into the internet, right? We will discuss all these things in networking concept. But if you want to connect it to the anywhere means outside of the world, we require the public IP address, right? Now what is that public IP address of EC2 instance? 52.66.80.50. By using this, and what is the port number of Jenkins? The port number of Jenkins is 8080. If you type this IP address and port number, then we can able to connect to the Jenkins server, right? Now just copy the, what is the public IP address of this server? This is the IP address. Just copy it, right? Now open the browser, just paste this IP address. Now try to enter, just paste this address. Now try to enter. See what is happening? It is not connecting. Why it is not connecting? It is going, it is maybe pinging with the system, but you don't know which service it should be connected. So for that we need to enter the port number also. What is the port number? That 8080 port number. Now see that what is happening. We got the Jenkins, right? Now why it is asking the, just please copy the password from either location and paste it below. What is the meaning of this one? Suppose if I know that, suppose for example I am not belonging to this Jenkins server, right? If I know this IP address, there is an easy way to find out the IP address, guys, right? Anyone can find out the IP address, right? The moment if I find this IP address, if I use the port number 8080, I can also access, right? So it means that first we need to find out who is going to access. So for that, wherever the system you have installed, in this particular location, they will be generating one password. If we enter that particular password, then only you will be getting access to the Jenkins services, right? Try to understand what is happening here. If anybody is enter without password, then he can access your Jenkins server, right? Now from where we install the Jenkins server? In this mission. So it will place that particular password or key in this system, so that here you have to enter that administrator password, then only you will be getting the permissions, right? So what is the location they have given? This is the location. You go and check it. There will be one password. You enter it. If that password we created is matched here, then we will allow you to access the Jenkins server, right? Now where we have this one to connect, what we have to use? This is right. To connect this one, what we have to use? This one we are using the git bash, right? Remotely if you want to connect this terminal, we are using, right, git bash, right? SSH method, right? Just click on this one, git bash, right? So what we are trying to do is we are going to paste this command. So in this location they told that we have the password. Just to copy that password and placed it to here, so that you can able to start the Jenkins server. That is the meaning of this one. So before going to that, we need to enter the command, is the cat command. So what is the meaning of cat command? Means here this is the file location where we have that password. But if you just enter the file location, you cannot able to find anything. If you want to read the content, just we are using the cat command. Cat followed by this means it will show that what is the password we have here, right? So just type the command cat here, right? Just type the command cat. Now what is happening here? Again it is telling that permission is denied, right? So now what we have to do? Yes, we have to use the sudo permissions. If you are in root account, not required, but EC2 means, see, this is the unique key which will be knowing by only that particular EC2 instance. Now we are copying this code. Where we have to paste? Here we need to paste, right? Just paste it, then click on continue. If it is asking for save, okay, save it, no problem. Then here choice bar, select plugins to install or install suggested plugins. So by default we will try to do install all suggested plugins. Just click on this one. Now it will take some time to install the process, right? We will wait for that. It is going to try to install. Guys, it will take time based on your internet speed, right? So all these plugins are going to be installing. right? I'll show you once practically all these plugins where it is installed after getting started with the Jenkins services. Now see that these things we need to enter, right? So what we have to enter means the next time if you type this address, we don't again copy this password, right? This password we don't require to copy each and every time. For the first time only we have to copy this, right? This key, then we have to paste it. Once it is done, next time onwards it is not required. For the first time only it is required, right? Now what here we are going to do is, here we are going to write down our username, password, confirm password, full name, these two to be entered. Next time onwards what you have to do is, after completion of this one, if you just type this IP address with port number, it will ask for your username and password. If you enter correct username and password, then you will be into the Jenkins server, right? This is the thing we are going to just enter whatever the password, username, password you want. In my case, giving the some username. So done. So just confirm the password. It should be, both should be matched, right? Then give the full name. So whatever the full name you want to give it. So mail address, it is not mandatory, guys. You can give any mail address. The just purpose here we are studying is only for the practice purpose, right? So if you don't want to wish to give your main mail ID, just you write some whatever it may be. Even if it is not mail ID also, it will consider, no problem. Just remember that your username and password, that is an important parameter, right? Just click on save and continue. Right, now see that what is the URL, what is the meaning of this one. So this is the URL. Next time onwards we need to use in order to connect with the Jenkins server. Just I'm clicking save and finish, right? Otherwise you can do like this, right? So this is the IP address, right? We need to copy, right? So I think I didn't copy, right? Yes, I copied. Now see that if I paste here, what is happening, right? You are coming into the Jenkins server, right? Automatically, or this is what we are in the previous state, right? Just click on start using Jenkins. Now see that here we have the username account, here we can log out, here we have the administrative panel of the Jenkins integration tool. So next class what we are trying to going to do is, we are going to create our own jobs, right? We will try to learn basic things, how to create and how to execute the job from basic by using the shell commands. Once it is done, the first concept we will try to integrate with the GitHub source code management tool. Once it is done, we will try to build this using Docker, Kubernetes, right, Maven. So those kind of things we can able to implement this, right? So now what we have done in today's class is, we have installed the Jenkins software successfully, right? Thank you guys.